Okay.
Welkom terug hier by ons by Gallina, waar die 5de nasionale kampioenskapsronde vir 2023 aangebied word. Saam met my is Ingo Walsmith met sy waarvragte inligting en kennis wat my help, ons ongelooflike help. Ingo, ons was net nou by Eco Africa in Dane, so, wat jy sê ook so 4.500 kilometer se special stages was, wat julle gery het.
Ja.
Maar jy het gesê dat jy dit baie meer geniet het as die Dakar byvoorbeeld, omdat in die duine was. En okay, ons volgende heat is die 50s.
Ja, 65.
Oh, hierdie is 65.
65 and 85 combined.
Combined.
Yeah.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't see.
Yeah, five 65s, and I think we've got only 3 85s
on the grid of in the starting gates.
Yeah.
Ingo, that gate.
There we go.
Is it dropping by itself? Is it mechanical, or how does it work?
No. You see that die blik structure wat daar agter is.
At the back, yes.
Yeah. There's actually a guy standing in there, and the gate is operated with like a string and a rope. So it rests on a pole, and basically once he decides that the guys are ready to start, he just pulls that like kind of lever away, and that causes the start gate to fall down.
To drop and so on.
Yeah, but every gate is singly. It's not a solid gate, so. And that's a rule with motocross that is a standard rule that has to be abide, is that every gate must be able to flip forward and backwards, because if anybody does a false start and maybe, like we say in terms, jump the gate, he's basically say he drives with his front wheel too far forward, and if the gate falls for everyone, and he that drove too far forward, basically the gate will fall onto his front wheel and will cause him not to go forward, not to basically start properly.
Okay.
And that's got to be basically fair for everyone. So if you've got a guy that, like say, wants to cheat and pull away too early, then he gets punished by driving into the gate, where everybody else will be able to pull away.
Okay. It's almost like horse racing, isn't it? Just a lot easier to get the MX riders into the gates
yeah.
than the horses.
Yeah.
Okay, and they revving up now.
Yep.
And they're off. Johan taking almost the lead there, and there
you got Leander Metzger on the outside on the 22. You can see he's much smaller and much lighter. That's why he most of the time gets a good start.
Yeah, Johan said to me he's turning 14 only. He's 13 years old currently.
Yeah.
But he's quite lanky, he's tall.
Yes, and that's his last year in the 85s. He has to move over to 125s for next year. He's going to be too old for the class. You can only ride until 14 years of age in the 85cc class.
Yeah. I think he will enjoy to compete in a 125cc
Definitely.
Yeah.
His legs are now growing too long, and he told me when he goes through some of the turns, they basically, the handlebar keeps on disturbing his legs. They keep on touching his legs.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Inge, this is the heat 3 for the 65 and 85s?
Yes, this is the last heat for them for the day. So yeah, after this they still got that option, or the 85cc's got the option to choose if they still want to compete in the King of the Dirt, which is going to be the highlight of the day. So I think all 3 of them most probably will end up riding King of the Dirt. They normally do.
Yeah. So that is hulle keuse. It's their op.
Yeah.
If they want to enter the King of the Dirt,
they will.
They don't have to qualify.
Yeah, they don't have to qualify, but they have to let the organizers know up front if they are going to take part or not. And it's basically these guys are just riding there for the experience. because like I said, we're going in August. We're going to Cape Town for the motocross of African nations, and that's going to be where they most of the time. An average start gate is there between 30 and 40 riders on the start gate. So these guys also need to get to the experience with riding with a lot more riders than there are now.
The competition in August, we Namibia got 20 riders going down to Cape Town for that competition.
Yes.
Or that championship.
Yeah.
In different classes, I believe.
Yes. Again, in the 50, 65, 85, 125 open, and the vets, those are and the ladies. Those are the different classes that can take part. And what it basically entails, it's an event it's a once off event that only happens once a year, and African all nations, meaning all kind of African countries, like for instance all neighboring countries to Namibia, and then further up we've got Uganda, Kenya, Ivory Coast, Egypt. Those are all members of the AMU, of the All African Nations, and every country can basically send their five fastest riders in every class.
In each class?
Yes.
Okay.
And if we are lucky, should I say, when we get to Cape Town, we will only know once we get to Cape Town. We might not have to qualify, because as soon as they have more than 40 riders on the start gate, they can only accommodate 40 riders at once. So if they've got 50 riders, then they will basically take the fastest 40 riders to compete.
Yeah, so with other words, they will be like a qualifying round.
There will be a qualifying round where where every rider will be timed, and then you basically pick the fastest 40. And that there's a big chance that it can happen, especially in the junior classes, but we'll have to see once we only get there. But the experience is going to be for everyone. It's
going to be
just
huge,
imagine the five fastest rider in every class. So they're not every country is going to send their fastest riders. So the competition is so fierce, and it's going to be very, very interesting. And I think a big eye opener for the riders themselves, because they when they're here in Namibia, they keep on riding always against the same competition kind of thing. Where alone, if you compete in South Africa, you most of the time with that amount of riders on the start gates. So you never really know the guy next to you how he can ride, or what his speciality for the day is. So makes all the riders a lot more better on race day. Here we've got Juan still in the lead again. Cool. Followed by Marco Lindemeyer.
Brian Monango, one of our top sport journos, spoke to some of the spectators earlier today.
Well, we are joined by Marion Wolf. Quickly tell us, how are you loving it here by the Leg 5 Championship?
I'm enjoying it very much. It's always very exciting to be here. And the competition is tough, so that makes it quite interesting to see.
Okay, now all in all, before we get to other questions, who are you here to watch specifically?
I'm here for my son, Rigo, and he's been driving a few years, and I'm here for the 125 class. And yeah, he's driving well, and he's always in one of the top positions. So for me, that's very exciting.
Okay, but all in all, isn't it a bit dangerous? Doesn't your heart skip a beat sometimes when it gets too physical?
Yes, it is. I actually have very, very mixed feelings about the sport, because on the one side it's exciting, it gives him more self-confidence if he's doing well, but on the other hand it is dangerous. But yeah.
He loves the sport.
He loves the sport.
He enjoys
shows
it.
the
He's
sport,
good at it.
and he's good at it, and he has also improved a lot.
Okay, so all you have to do is support him.
I have to support him. That's what mother and father are there for. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, man.
Okay.
Ja, kom terug by ons. Kykers, ek en Ingo gaan nog 'n bietjie gesels.
Ja, je kan daar... Kan je zien die scorers? Oh, nou kan ze niet meer... Okay. Leander Metzger just passing us here.
Ingo, ek het nou 'n stukkie gesien wat lyk soos 'n singplaatspad, corrugated.
Yeah.
What do you guys call that? Is that
Yeah, you've got different. You've got whoops, a whoop section, and then you also got a washboards. They've got two different names. It just depends. Whoops are more like naturally built whoops, like I mentioned a lot earlier with braking bumps they're forming in front of the corners. They basically start to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and they actually will form into whoops. And then you've got like a washboard that is like properly, how should I say, whoops that have been man built, and that's what we actually call a washboard.
some of them looks like table mount, and you've got a jump, and then you've got a flat top, and then you've got a...
Yeah, that's in motocross terms as a tabletop.
Is that a tabletop?
That is a tabletop
Yeah.
on the motocross track.
As long as it's not table mountain, but anyway.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see the different lines the riders take
Yes.
off these jumps. I mean,
Yeah.
that will be personal preferences or what.
Yes, and it's like also you gotta later. Yeah, here's the two guys, Johan and
Johan,
Marco, fist bumping there.
Number 7, Johan de Vos and Marco Lindemeyer. Ingo, is that
Yeah, no, this is little Felix Witreich.
No,
the two guys earlier. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was Marco and Johan.
and
here
they're so
is-
quick. They've got their race done and dusted, and
Yeah.
the other folks are
This
still
is Leander Metzger.
battling through. I love that jump. I just love it.
Yeah. It's Patrick Geiger on this 65. Yeah.
And that's the
You can-
tabletop that we just mentioned.
Yeah. And see what I mentioned earlier, as soon as the riders start to tire, you can see how much they sit. And it's actually at the end of the day, it's out of your own control. You just don't have energy anymore to stand up, and you will only stand up when it really gets really bumpy. The rest of the time your legs are tight, you can't anymore. And I think this is a good sign of where you can see with Patrick the amount he sits.
Yeah,
But you see, got
getting
this-
slower as well.
Yeah, he got his checkered flag and just wants to go in the pits and rest.
And that looks to me that
Yeah, that's also finished.
Inge, yeah, the big one is to come up in how many minutes time? The king of the
Yeah, that's still, we first still have to watch the ladies and clubmen still take part, and then I would say a good 25 minutes from now, half an hour maybe, we're gonna have the big one, the king of the dirt.
And that is 10 rounds, 10 laps, not
10
rounds.
laps, yeah.
Yeah, rounds
laps.
we got to get in boxing, but
Yeah,
motocross we have
laps.
laps.
Yeah.
Ingo, a lovely shot there to the east, to the hills and stuff. We're
Yeah.
looking at the replay of Johan there again in the lead.
Mm.
What a talent, I believe.
Yep.
That I've been following him for quite a couple of years.
Yes.
I mean, it is just amazing.
Puts
how
in a lot. Does a lot of practicing, and they are forever and ever out on the track and trying new things. Him and his dad Ivan, they really do a lot in they both from the coast, so
yeah, it's like one of the very young riders said to me this morning, hard work's pay off. It's what you put in. You can't just pitch here on race day and expect to be on top of your game.
Yeah, and I'm looking quite forward to see him on a 125 next year. He's gonna fit in very well with the riders now. Remember, there's a lot of guys that this year had to make that jump, like Jano, Metzger, and all of them. They all were on 85s last year, so and they adapted very well.
Our next hit, Ingo, is the
Clubmen's and ladies.
And we've got Yone in shot again. He's ready.
Yeah.
To we only got the yes.
Yeah, just hats off to her. She is standing out there in the sun the whole day, and basically you can see she's on her two-way radio. She's the woman in charge, making sure that we run on exactly on time, and takes a lot of organizing and knowledge to do that, to handle that position.
Ingo, we got in the starting grid.
Yeah, there's JF van Heerden is missing.
And Micah is there.
Yeah, there's only JF who's missing. But I think he's coming.
Maybe they're still waiting for him to come.
There he comes. There he is.
Oh, there.
Fourth rider. There he goes.
The ladies, Ranja Friedrich and Micah Borchert in the ladies women MX. And
yeah, then we've got JF van Heerden and we just call him Duppy, Lawrence.
Brian Manango earlier this year.
So
sorry, Inge, gooi hom. Yeah, Lawrence there in years.
Yeah,
JF.
and it's a combined class. They normally, just for today, we unfortunately didn't have enough riders. We split them, but there we've got Lawrence in the lead.
Lawrence again in the lead, yes.
And JF following him, then Ronja Friedrich and Micah.
Inge, yeah, they
Yamaha.
Inge, we had some interviews today done by Brian Manango with spectators.
Okay.
So enjoying. Yeah, let's have a look at what they have to say.
Yeah.
Had your first heat already. Quickly run us through it. How was it?
No, it was very nice. The track is very nice overall. I must say, so far fun. Just the fitness.
Yeah.
Struggling on that one, but that comes from practicing too little. So, but otherwise, very nice track. And the competition is nice. So, no, very nice.
Okay, looking forward to the second heat.
Yes, I am looking forward. Not to being tired, but that is one of the things of the sport. You have to be fit and also ride hard. So, because unfortunately, your body also does a lot of the work. So yeah.
Yeah, and that was the man in person who is basically riding there right now, he's in the lead. Oh, Lawrence du Plessis.
Yeah, Duppy or Lawrence du Plessis, giving his bike some wings and air underneath the tires. Is that
Yeah, difference between the two is Lawrence is on a 450 and JF is on a 350.
yeah, performance-wise, yeah, the difference, but
Yeah, it's got 100cc less, but yeah, it's those bikes are actually beasts to ride. I was 2 weekends ago. I was here at the track, and we had like a little bit of a practice session for all the riders that are going down to Cape Town, and I've got that clever idea that I want to test my daughter's bike for a change, and I got onto her bike, riding a couple of laps, and sure.
is that Micah having problems to start her bike?
No, that's Ronya. I think she's...
There's something wrong.
Yeah, there's something...
Maybe there's some
Talking-
stuck in the rut.
Yeah,
I can see she's out
okay.
now.
In the wrong gear.
Inge, ek sien hier's 'n boslys ook op die baan.
Ja, ons het ons ou lorrytjie wat ons hier so het. Is 'n ou buffeltjie wat hulle in die army gebruik het. En ons het hom in 'n waterlorry convert. En nadat ons meeste van sy onderdele afgestrip het, like hy sy nickname gekry, die boslys.
En wie daai naam uitgedink?
Ek weet nie so lekker, maar ja.
Maar dis baie oorspronklik. Enige ander name wat van die waterlorries het.
Agter na seker baie biere en hier en daar brandewyn het daai naam ontplof.
Die boslys.
Die boslys.
Ja, maar kyk, Tik sou nie so goed geklink het.
Ja,
nee,
ja.
boslys is
beter.
Ja, baie beslis ja. Okay. Nou hierdie twee manne hou nie terug nie.
Ja.
Hulle daai twee klippens ryers is besig om mekaar goeie opdraand te gee. Die dames is ietwat meer besadig.
Ja.
But you know, Inge, funnily enough, the both machines sounds almost the same, the two four strokes.
Yeah, and the one is a much older model. That's basically the last 2-3 years they've actually decided to bring the CC down from 450 to 350. There was like a craze that was going, and the 100cc in engine size is not really a lot, but they both are very fast and strong bikes, and very difficult to actually ride. They are just brute power from when you open it up to the end. I don't know. I actually got a chance to ride on Marky's 450, and it was nice, obviously, to ride, but just it's such a handful that bike is so fast. You really need a lot of time to get used to that kind of speed on a bike.
Yeah, because if you mistime it,
Yeah.
you're in trouble.
Yeah.
If too quick on the bend
And
or the turn or whatever.
Just all or nothing. You've got such power on that bike, and it's difficult to control. They've got different maps on the bike as well. They can set it to a softer map or to a harder map, and it all depends on what you're riding or what you prefer as a riding style. So like that Marky turned around and said to me he rides his bike on a soft map, and look at the speed that he's going. So he just says if he puts it on a hard map, it's so much faster, and it makes you so much more tired. So he prefers to ride on a softer map.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Ingo, let's go back to your high school years. When you first got your first license, very first license. What did you ride to school?
Me, a little MB50.
And the MT50s, you remember the two versions, the
Yes.
MB50.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will never forget it. I stayed out here where we are on the plot. It's like 18 kilometers out of town, and for the last 2 years in school, I was riding with that every morning to school. And then when winter came, it was nice and cold.
Ingo, I reside in Noble Ames Hills,
Oh.
so I'm going to office with the bike as well.
Yeah.
And only by 10:30 in the morning, I'm start of getting
Defrosting.
Defrosting, yeah.
Yeah.
So I know. And when you were a bit older, then when you got your license at 18, did the bike change or?
No, funny enough, I was in those days it was strictly only 50cc, and then there weren't really any bikes that I was after. I was more I was lucky enough that I managed to get a car, so we were mobile on a car, and we rather have a more fancier bike on the motocross tracks. As I think good for everybody else in Namibia too. They must just keep me off the roads, because it's not good. It's not good to ride motocross on tar.
Yeah, but I totally agree with you. I'll go with a wheelbarrow to school if I can have the best bike that I can afford on the MX track. That's just, there's no doubt about it. I won't even think of buying or ask my dad to buy me a bigger bike to go to school.
Yeah.
But I must say, Doopy. And,
he's not giving up. He's just been passed, but we've got
there's one of the lady riders,
Mike
Bauchert, yeah, coming through. I think they're very tired at this stage.
Okay, there we go. They're still having a good dice.
And
Getting to the step up.
Okay, and
see, JF jumped over and
Doopy
didn't.
Maybe he must just.
That's going to cost him.
And now he's falling behind by 50, 70 meters.
Yeah.
But let's see if he can. Okay, there he's gaining some ground on. 207.
Yeah, you can see JF is already looking back. He is very tired as well. And
they still
are they
have
getting the checkered flag or not?
And they still have to do King of the Dirt. So if they
done for the day, JF won the class.
Okay.
Well done.
JF taking honours here with Doopy,
Yes.
number 71 second. And there's the first bump.
Yep.
Buddies again after the fight. Wifey, looking on.
Yeah.
Just to make sure Abby is okay.
You see there at the start what happened to Ronja? She basically drove with her front wheel into the start gate.
So will she be penalized for that or anything?
No. It's just you basically, if you lose a good start, you're going to be right at the end when you get out the gate.
And then when she got stuck there.
Yeah, she was definitely in the wrong gear there. She would just gear down. See, now she gears down and then the bike kind of goes. Good dice between these two.
Okay. Ingo, a guess from you, how many laps left for the ladies?
They're all on their last lap now. They're going to get the checkered flag now.
Okay, let's.
There goes Ronja.
There's not yet. Not. Okay, Ronja off the track. While Micah is still on her way.
Mm-hmm.
But I think those legs are tired.
Yep.
They must do more squats, Ingo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
Easy to say.
to also talk a bit about Mike, she is quite big into cycling. She cycles a lot as well.
Okay.
So she's actually, I wouldn't say unfit. She goes out and does lots and lots and lots of kilometers on her road bike in the week.
Micah finishing her
Last heat for the
third heat for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing with cycling is that your leg muscles.
Mm-hmm.
You can be fit, but you've got a soft muscle.
Yeah.
That is one of the biggest drawbacks.
Mm.
You can a guy can be the fittest on cycling, but ask him to run 5 kilometers.
Yeah. Yeah.
After 5, he will be finished
Yeah.
because you require a lot harder muscle for your running, and I believe it's exactly the same thing.
Yeah. That is definitely with motocross, every little muscle, especially your arms, your shoulders, your whole upper body, your core has got to be so strong. And then obviously your legs, because like I said, the key in motocross is you need to stand. The rule is you only sit down when you're going through a corner. The rest of the time you should try and stand. You know, and let the motorbike do all the work, and you just try and control it. But yep, it's so easy to say.
But you mentioned core, Ingo.
Mm-hmm.
That is where everything happens, is your core core section. And we got the 50cc seniors off, and
Got Carter Bauer in the lead there.
number 38,
He
I
is
believe.
followed
Yeah.
by Oliver Matthews on the 14. These guys keep fighting the whole day already for positions.
But Carter he's quite quick,
Yeah, he's quick over the straights, and I think he's still a little bit lighter than, and his bike is going really well. Oliver's definitely a little bit more experienced. He's been riding a little bit longer, but he also, I get him here very often when I drive past, that he's here practicing, so
Ingo,
it all pays off.
Inform us, is there any restrictions on the tire size, rim size, gearing, sprockets at the back in front of the 50cc's?
Yeah, you may not exceed any of that, but like what I'm coming to, if you talk about wheel size or something like that, but you can modify the motor, you can put in different suspension, you could change your gearing, basically like you said, your sprockets you can do. That's all allowed to do.
Okay.
But these bikes are so fast, stock standard out of the box, it's actually not really necessary to suit them up. And but still, some parents do spend quite a lot of money to get these bikes like all super fast, and for some it works, for some it's personally most of the time not really worth it.
Yeah, you can say money well spent or not.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got only so many years left to ride in a certain class. Now you spent, what does it cost? 20 20, 30 grand, I don't know.
Yeah, a couple of grades on the bike can easily cost that.
Yeah, and then the rider will got maybe 3 years, 2 years
Yeah,
in a
like
certain class.
2 to 3 years in a class, basically at that age. Here we've got Marcus Puck and Duan van Wyk.
Ingo, to maintain Gallina must take a lot of money.
Yep.
So there must be some sponsors that assist you guys with doing that.
Yeah,
I mean,
basically a large, very, very, very big shout out, thank you to Walschmidt X. They're the ones that basically loan us the machines free of charge. And yeah, you know, my brother Eckhart, old racer himself, he makes it basically for us possible. We've got a nice big grader and a front end loader, and sometimes we get to even loan us the tipper truck if we need to move soil on the track. And yeah, that first of all, we don't you know have to pay for anything. We don't have to pay for any diesel. It's all sponsored towards the club. So we're very, very grateful to have them.
and that is due to passion and love of the sport.
Yes,
I
yes.
can't think of anything else.
Yeah. And the water trucks, or the one water truck, also belongs to Walschmidt X. So we loan that as well on a race day. So that's very, very nice.
And then there's
Yeah,
people that are doing the security as well.
Yeah, we've got a couple of people that are here, but for security and armed response, definitely big thank you to him. To them. Then we've got Holmes Construction as well here. These guys are basically helping us out with the truck drivers for those water trucks. So
Prop Shaft Center, I see, is
yep.
part of the
And
action
we've
as
got,
well.
Kickstart Dam that help us out with the tables and benches in the entertainment area. We always get nice support from them.
And I see Ingo Storage.
Yes, he's also involved. He's the operator of all the machines, and he builds the tracks. All that's also done free of charge. So.
A man of many talents.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, thank you. That's a passion that I've been having from when I was small. My dad always allowed me to make use of the machinery on the farm, and ever since I've been maintaining and building tracks all over the Namibia.
Ingo, what a lovely day. I mean, we couldn't have asked for better. It's winter. It's the end of June, but the winter has died down basically.
Yeah.
There's almost no dust. It's a cloudless sky. It's sunny.
Yeah.
And a lovely day here at Gallina.
Yeah. And good racing. Look at this dice here. These guys are. Oliver is trying very hard to pass Carter there.
Yeah,
they both are got very similar riding styles and how shall I say, that's like, it's not that Carter's really pulling away in the front, so they've got equal chances to take the win here. Here we've got little Scutch, Sebastian.
But,
no, that's Maximilian.
This may sound unfair, but I've been following Carter now around number 38. While they race, he's quite a talent. He's not quite. I mean, he's baie talentvol, and the way he handles his little machine, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, they've also been practicing a lot, and he's really improving from race to race. And then obviously, like now, experience comes in back markers. You see there, Oliver just got a better line there. He pushed through and passed Carter. That's always, as soon as you get into lap traffic, then it can quickly ruin your chances.
Daai corner was a bit overpopulated.
Yeah.
And the dads and the helpers are on the track to assist die oupas en oumas ook. Ek het nog nie 'n ouma gesien hier, maar ek dink hier's 'n paar ooms ook wat
yes.
Wat reg staan om te help as een van die kleintjies val en so.
Ja nee, maar die reël is weer, hulle mag nie op die baan wees, maar hulle mag net support.
Ja.
Jy mag net basies een ouer per ryer op die baan.
Op die baan hê.
Anders raak dit te baie, weet jy.
Ja. Maar almal help vir almal.
Almal moet vir almal help. It must be fair.
Ja, dit is die gees van die sport. That's the spirit.
Yeah. There's now Carter fighting his way back.
Yeah,
but Oliver's still in the front. But Carter is really trying anything and everything to get past.
He's chasing.
He's chasing Oliver Matthews, the number 14 on the KTM. And they've got a lap rider again in the way.
He's getting a chance now
to
make up.
Yeah.
And Carter is behind Oliver all the way.
But he's closing up. And they're on their last lap.
Maybe.
So this is it. This is what counts. Yeah, still got Oliver in the lead.
Inge, ek sien Carter is 'n bietjie meer versigtig hierso.
Ja.
Want ek dink hy met die eerste of tweede heat het hy bietjie van die fiets afgeval. So ons gaan nou kyk wat gebeur in hierdie laaste lap.
Veral as daar nog dalk weer lappers wat voor hulle is. Ek weet nie, daar kom nog ene. Dit kan nou baie vinnig die storie verander.
Oeps.
Daar sien jy, daar's die bump. En nou Oliver is verby. Daar maak dit.
Maar Ingo,
in first.
Hierdie jong manne hou nie terug nie.
Ja nee,
hulle hou nie terug nie. Kyk hoor.
Daar's Oliver deur en dan Maximilian Skutsch en Carter Bauer in tweede. Jo, maar het nog 'n fight. That was a really good race.
It was a good race, really good race. And the spectators, you could hear from the cheering and everything.
Yeah.
Almal cheer. De baie lekker. Bietjie nou kyk weer hoe kyk
like Paul Mans wat weer kom.
Paul Mans.
Ek dink as ek nie verkeerd is dit seker Marcus Pak wat in derde plek is. Ja, hier kom hy nou. Derde plek is Marcus Pak. Well done.
Mooi gery.
Ja, man kan baie vinnig kop verloor met posisies want die voorste ry is op die kort trek van 700 meters. Begin natuurlik die ouens in te haal en dan raak dit baie moeilik om kop te hou wie ry voor en wie is agter.
Ons gaan bietjie na.
Ja.
Kom ons kyk bietjie replay. Kyk weer opsie wat ons hier so het.
Ja, hy het 'n bietjie te hard gebreek daar. Kon jy sien en dan het sy agterwiel so 'n bietjie weggeslide. Maar baie oulik gery.
Baie oulik. En toeskouers het dit geniet en van ons personeel ook.
Ja, nou is dit 'n klein breek en dan is dit die groot ene vir die dag, die King of the Dirt.
King of the Dirt. Dis nou 'n allegaartjie in Afrikaans.
Ja.
Allegaartjie is 'n mixed grill.
Die cherry op die koek.
Die kersie op die koek.
Kersie, okay.
Of dit nou 'n wortelkoek, 'n chocolate koek of lemon meringue is, as die kersie daar is, dis dit.
Ja.
Die kersie op die koek. Jy. Ons gaan 'n bietjie van die lig af gaan, 'n kort breek vat terwyl die manne hulle engines gaan olie en die tyres kyk. Tot net nou.